Hey everyone! Hi, I am so excited to be here today on the Beachbody Champions page. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Amber Kuiper. I am a mom of four from St. Paul, Minnesota. I am a 7-star diamond coach, 2017 elite coach. And today I am just so pumped to talk about really the core activities that are going to move your business forward, specifically in February as we look at Team Cup. So before we get started, I want you to make sure that you have all your gear with you if you can. Make sure you have your laptop or your notebook, whatever you use to track your business. And we're gonna just do this live together. So don't just sit and watch me work. I want this to be a chance for you to actually get your half hour of your power hour done too. If you're driving or something, just watch the replay, but please actually do it. All right, so before I get into the meat of what I do every day, I just want you guys to relax a little bit. I think a lot of times when we hear the words, okay, you need to be working your business, you need to work your business, we tend to get a little bit scared or overwhelmed. And you guys, this business, if anything, it's simple. It's not easy, but it's simple. And so today, the things that I'm gonna ask you to do, you're gonna be like, that's so elementary, that's so basic. But I truly believe that the reason why a lot of people don't succeed in this business is because they overcomplicate it and they forget what we're really all about. So let's get started. So for my power hour every day, I am, first of all, someone who gets very easily distracted. So I needed to come up with a system that I knew, okay, this is how I'm gonna check off what I have to get done every day. So I love Google everything, but specifically for power hour, I love Google forms. And so I actually just created a form that has all the things that I want to make sure I'm doing on a daily basis to move my business forward. And what I basically did was I went ahead and I looked at the 4 vital behaviors. You know, and I think we get those 4 vitals pounded into our head all the time, but even still, I think that it takes some really just intentionality to break those down and figure out what is it really that we're supposed to be doing. So that's what I have done with my power hour. All right, so I am going to go ahead and just share my screen really briefly here, just so you can take a peek at it. If you are not familiar with Google Forms, you need to be. They are my best friend. It's how I run all my processes, how I get people into my challenge groups, and it's all for free. So literally, you guys, I just call this my power hour worksheet, and I work from it every day. The beauty of Google Forms, too, is that it's going to put everything directly into a spreadsheet for easy tracking. So I am gonna go ahead and go down this list. I will switch the screen back to me, and I'll be sure to also give you guys just the text of like basically the whole list. I'll put it in the comments afterward so that you guys can make sure you have all of it ready for next time. But okay, so the first thing that I do every day is I just take a minute and reflect on it. I just, you know, I personally have faith intertwined with my business, so I always start with prayer. I always really just surrender the day and focus my mind, because if I'm not focused, I, again, get distracted and I don't get anything done. So first of all, I just literally turn off my notifications. I turn off the dings on my cell phone so I can really hone in and focus on the business activities that I need to be doing. So the first thing that I do after I say my little prayer is I just ask myself, what did I listen to or read for personal development that day? For me, honestly, I need to get into the right mindset before I get to work. So I honestly am listening to PD all the time. I bet you I listen to 3 or 4 hours a day because I have it going all the time. I'm a busy mom. I have 4 kids. And so reading just isn't something that happens a lot for me. So I do a lot of Audible. I do a lot of listening to podcasts. Some of my favorite podcast, Entree Leadership. If you are not listening to that one, that's a great one. Of course, the National Wake Up Call should be mandatory every single week. And I always like to remind people, if you're a newer coach and you're just kind of trying to figure out this whole thing, there are years of national wake up calls that you can go back, as long as you just pull them up on your phone and listen to as many as you possibly can. I also love, for my personal development, network marketing pro, Eric Worre. I think we all love him. But anyway, I really intentionally think about, what did I listen to or read? Because I can listen to things all day long in my car, but if I don't actually take the time and process what did I learn, it's going to go in one ear and out the other. So when I sit down to do my power hour, I really take a few notes. Maybe I'll go back and try to find a piece of the podcast, a quote that really stuck out to me, and I'll write that down. And then I just go from there. And a lot of times I'm going to be using my personal development on my social media. So it's not like I'm learning and then that's it. It's that I can then pay it forward and pass that on to other people, because most of the world isn't doing personal development. So if it's going to show up in my page, that may be the only personal development they're going to get. Okay, so that was number one. Just really be mindful. What did you learn today in your personal development? Okay, number two is, which two people did I reach out to present the business opportunity to today? Now, this question, the number of people that you're going to reach out to is going to be so different based on where you're at in your business. I know for a lot of my coaches, they see this on the sheet and they're like, for my newer coaches, they're like, oh no, two people present the business opportunity? Whoa, that's so scary. And honestly, it is. So what I would say to some of you who are newer coaches, I would just say, you know what, recognize where you're at in your business. If your focus right now needs to be on your challenge groups instead of straight up asking someone to join, we all know that the best coaches are going to come through your challenge groups. So right now, if you're nervous when it comes to, you get to this point and you're like, I don't know how to present the opportunity, I don't know what to say, really just focus on your challengers and build those relationships. Affirm what they're doing in the challenge group. Talk to them and just say, hey, listen, I love what you're doing. Thank you so much for helping me out in the challenge group. Because that, in a way, is presenting the business, right? It's telling them that we believe in them, that we see something in them from early on. So again, for me personally right now, I try to present the business opportunity at least 5 times a day, 35 times a week, just because I really want to make sure that I'm getting more people presented to as much as I can, because I'm so pumped about sharing this. So that's where I'm at as of now. But really take an honest look at your business and think, okay, am I at a point where I'm ready to present the business opportunity? And when you are, it's going to feel awkward at first. It just is. But the more that you do it, the better you'll get at it. A lot of the learning in this business is in the doing. And if you never do it, you'll never learn. I mean, I can't tell you how many awkward conversations I had at first when I was presenting the business. But you know what? I get better every day. And the people who I talked to in the beginning, now I can laugh about it. I'm like, I can't believe I said that. But if I had never tried, I wouldn't be here today. So go ahead and reach out to 2 people to present the business opportunity to. I'll just give you guys 2 minutes here, maybe just to at least write those people down. If you don't get to it, right now, just make sure that you go ahead. I want to make sure that I get through all of my points here. But this is really important in some capacity to be moving your business forward and presenting the opportunity, whether it's in your challenge groups by just affirming a challenger, or whether it's someone outside who you see potential in to join you as a coach. And one way too that I have done this, if I have someone in my network or someone in my mind who I think would be an amazing coach, the way that I frame it, because I need to know that they're going to get the community aspect of it, I'll say, hey, I think you would be an amazing coach. I was just wondering, would you be interested in checking out one of my upcoming boot camps, just giving me your feedback, telling me what you think of it? And from there we can talk more if you're interested, but I just see so much potential in you. And I really frame it that way because, again, I want them to see what it's all about before I just say, hey, be a coach, because I just don't believe they're going to get it unless they've been in a challenge group first. With that said, I do have people that join right away as a coach, but I always in my training have them go through my next challenge group before they lead their own. Okay, so the next question that I ask in my worksheet is, what 5 people did I invite or follow up with about potentially joining my boot camps? So you're gonna notice here, you guys, that I definitely front load my power hour with my business building activities, because I have found that if I just jump onto my phone and I start responding to coaches and responding to challengers, right away I'm in management mode and I'm not moving my business forward. And so pretty soon my power hour, I've been, working for a while, and the end of the day comes and I'm like, crap, I didn't do anything to move my business forward. And I tell my coaches, especially the coaches that are between Emerald and Diamond, really to make sure that you're spending intentional time growing your business every day and reaching out to new people, because it can be really easy once you get 1 or 2 coaches or 3 or 4 coaches to be like, sweet, I've got my team. Now I'm just going to pour into them. But you guys, we all know that not everyone sticks around. And so if you're banking on just the few people that are on your team already, you're going to be really sorry 2 months down the road that you didn't present the opportunity more. So when I'm talking about following up with people that I've invited to, that I want to invite to my next challenge group, for this specific one, it's about people who have already inquired, people who have shown interest in the past. I 100% believe in using Teamzy. I started using that about 3 months ago, and while it's a little bit of an investment, my tracking has never been better. I'm really, really able to, oh, hey, Michelle. There's Michelle Myers, my upline. She's amazing. But my tracking has never been better. So I highly recommend, once you get to the point in your business when you can reinvest, spend $30 a month on Teamzy, get all your people in there. It's amazing. It just helps so much. Okay, so I'm following up with people about joining my boot camps. Again, the fortune is totally in the follow-up. You can have a social media following, but if you're not willing to follow up and actually have those behind-the-scenes conversations, your business just isn't going to get anywhere. Because we all know that none of us, hardly any of us, probably signed up the first time we heard about this opportunity. So follow up for that one. The next one is, did I wish my Facebook friends happy birthday via personal message today? And this one I got from my coach, Michelle. This was huge for me when I started to do it, because again, I think that when we get to that, the point in our 4 vitals, when it says invite, we're like, whoa. I don't want to come across salesy. I don't want to come across, because we've all gotten those messages where it's like, hey, want to join this? Hey, want to join that? And they have no idea where we're even at in our life. So this is a super easy way to reconnect with some old friends on Facebook. So I think the easy thing to do as a Facebook friend is to see someone's birthday pop up and you're like, cool, it's their birthday. I'll go right on their wall. Well, how about taking that a step further and sending them a personal message and just saying, hey girl, happy birthday, and then take a little bit of an inventory of what's going on in their life, look at their wall, see what's going on, and just acknowledge something that's going on in their life and ask them a question. And so it's not just happy birthday, hope you're doing well, but it's happy birthday, I noticed you went to, I noticed you were just on a trip. How was it? How are your kids? Whatever you got to do to keep the conversation going. But the bottom line is invite is really, to me, connect. How can I connect with people? I'm never going to be someone that just tries to jam a challenge group down someone's throat, because if it's honestly not a good fit, if they're honestly not ready for it, they're going to get into my challenge group. They're not going to participate. They're just not going to be invested in the right way. So wishing someone happy birthday, go ahead and do that right now. Or like I said, at least take note of the people that you want to wish happy birthday to. Someone said that she always sings happy birthday. Oh, that's a great idea. I love that. That's awesome. Okay, so the next one is, did I engage with at least 5 Facebook friends and leave encouraging comments? So for me, this is where the recognition, vital behavior really comes into play before they're ever a part of my challenge groups, before they're ever a part of my team. I view recognition as affirmation. How can I affirm people in my life today? I love affirming people. I'm the person on Facebook who will like every single person's thing because I just think it's fun. Like, why not? The world doesn't have enough of that. And so with this one, again, make sure these are people that are outside of the Beachbody Network. I think sometimes we're like, oh, cool, I just connected with a bunch of other coaches. Well, that's awesome, but you're not going to move your business forward if you do that. So just engage with 5 Facebook friends. What I have actually done on Facebook is create a special friends list of people that I want to stay connected to. Because we all know that the way the Facebook algorithm works, sometimes you're just not going to see friends for months because Facebook just decided that they weren't going to put them in your feed. So make sure that you are, again, I hope all of you are working from a list, right? Hopefully in your Coach Basics, you wrote out your big list of people of your network and you're constantly adding to that. But make sure that every so often you're really being intentional, that you're not just opening up Facebook, scrolling down, and then liking people's stuff, but that you are intentionally liking the stuff of the people who you want to connect with. So you can do that very easily. Just create a friends list. Don't worry, they can't see that you're on it. It's nothing like that, but it's just a way for you to really organize your Facebook friends so that you can keep an eye on who you want to be intentional with. So go ahead and do that. And I know I'm going kind of fast here, but I want to explain stuff. So you might have to rewatch it. And like I said, I will post all of this in the comments after. Okay, the next thing is Instagram. Did I comment on at least 10 Instagram accounts today? And this is really an interesting one. What I want to encourage you guys to do with Instagram is to stop using hashtags about fitness. Chances are, if someone is using a hashtag about fitness, they're already in fitness in some regard. The way that I really gear my social media is to think about the little niches or the special things in life that are outside of fitness that I can relate to people on. For example, I'm a twin mom, and so I will search those kind of hashtags and I'll comment and I'll develop those relationships. But it's also going to be really important that you remember who you are interacting with. Remember that you're forming a relationship. You're not just searching a hashtag and then hoping that those people, see your comment and they just like, I mean, how many times do we get a comment and we're like, oh yeah, she probably commented to that, up to like 100 people with that comment. Like, love this, you're awesome, you rock. Like, it's so clear that those comments are not intentional or personal. So make sure that when you are leaving comments on Facebook, that you're creating quality relationships. If to me, it really doesn't matter how many followers you have. It's really the quality of followers that you have. And if you're able to be intentional and grow a few relationships from that, and they start to trust you, that's gonna go so much farther than you commenting a really generic comment on 100 accounts. Yeah, you might get 50 new followers, but that's not going to move your business forward. So make sure that you're very intentional on Instagram, not just to get followers, but to get good followers and to get good people that you really, really want to become friends with. Like, I always ask myself, would I want to have this person over for a glass of wine? Would I want to have a girls' weekend with this person? And that's really how I kind of gauge who I'm going to go after on Instagram. Not go after, that sounds stupid, but who I'm going to connect with. So, all right, so that kind of concludes, you guys, what I say kind of the revenue generating activities of my Power Hour. I do those first because if I don't do those first, I'm just not going to get around to them. I know myself well enough to know that I'll get caught up with, again, all these messages from my coaches and all these messages from my friends and from everyone. So really put your blinders on and make sure that you're connecting with brand new people every single day. Along with social media, I just had this conversation with my success partner, Kelsey Shackley, and we were just talking about social media, right? And how, people say post 3 to 5 times a day. I, again, would way rather you post 2 times a day and have those posts actually be quality. Because if you're just posting crap, you may get into people's feeds, but it's not going to give you your post is not going to have the legs that you want in order to move your business forward. So if you are stressed out about posting 3 to 5 times a day, I know for me as a busy mom, I'm like, gosh, what do I even post about 3 to 5 times a day that doesn't end up being, again, just crap posts? So I really focus on posting 2 times a day, but making sure that they're really solid posts. And as you get more, experience, maybe you can bump that up. But I would say consistency over like the long term versus, okay, cool, I got 5 posts on today, but then 0 posts tomorrow, and you know how that goes. So just be consistent. All right, so now we're gonna get into more of the business management part of my Power Hour. So then I asked myself, okay, did I post to my challenge groups? I don't schedule my posts. I don't think it's wrong to schedule your posts at all. I just find that for me personally, I feel more connected to my challengers when I am writing what's on my heart for that day versus like maybe something I thought last week. Again, no way is the right way for me personally. That's just how I connect better to my challengers. So I make sure that I post to my groups, and then I write, did I check in one-on-one with some of my challengers today? If you guys are not using the My Challenge app tracker yet, if you're still like hanging on to Facebook for dear life, I really want to encourage you guys to make the jump over. I was nervous to do this, but since I have, it's just been so cool because it feels like this special little club that my customers get to be a part of. And so what I do now is, it's so easy. If you want to check in one-on-one with your people, all you have to do is click their name, send them a message, and you can go ahead and just send them whatever you want. But the beauty of it is, if you have a few different, like say I had 10 challengers, I can write them all the same generic message to get the conversation going. So for example, last week, Friday, I decided to just check in with my people, but I just asked them about Shakeology, and I asked them how are you liking your flavor? Let me know if you need any recipe tips. I also had this little thing that I said, hey, if you do this, I have this, little prize of a tank top that I'm gonna give. If you want a picture of the tank top, email me back. And so again, constantly thinking of ways, because I know that we've all been ghosted, right? Like we try to reach out to our people and they're like nowhere to be found. But sometimes if you can ask them a question in the right way, that there's something in it for them to respond to you, they really do get back to you. Okay, and then the next thing is, did I post to my team coaching page today? So this, again, I just wanted to give a quick tip to new coaches. If you are a coach and you want to make this into a business, I want to encourage you guys to create your team name now, to create a Facebook group right now, so that you can just have this little place where you are taking care of your team from day one. I don't care if you have a single coach. I don't care if your only coach is your husband or your mom. But if you can get into the mindset of, hey, I'm a leader, I'm responsible for my team, it's going to help you to really move forward more quickly as soon as that mindset shift takes place. So if you don't have a coaching page right now, make one, create one. Just call it, like I call one of mine like Amber's Coaches, right? Like Amber's PS Coaches or whatever it is. Keep it simple. But just be willing to post in there. And again, if no one's in there, I don't care. Get in the habit of posting. Like if you find a cool YouTube video that you would want to share, if you had, think about yourself having a team of 10 or 20 people already. What would you share with them? Because if you get into that habit now, when you do have those coaches on your team, it's going to make it so much easier for you to get into that leadership mindset. All right, the next one, and I will try to hurry here. I know we're getting close on time, is did I post to my personally sponsored coaches today? So I have a group for, someone's asking, do you have your coaches in this page too? Great question, that's what I'm just gonna get to. So I have a group for my entire downline, and then I also have a group for just my PS coaches. And so like right now, what I decided to do is I created a group just called Amber's Rising Stars, and those are really the people who are working the business. They're not my discount coaches. I do have a page for like all of my PS coaches, But what I did is I took the time to look at my entire downline and say, okay, who's actually serious going into 2017, and I grouped them together. And it's been awesome. It's been so cool because your coaches are going to think a lot. If you choose them for a group like that, it means a lot, right? That recognition piece coming back into the game there. So, all right. So the next thing is, did I post to Instagram and Facebook? So that's, you know, always making sure that you're posting 2 times a day. We covered that. I probably should move that up a little bit on my list. And then when did I or will I work out today? You guys, we need to be pushing play. If you want to run a successful business in fitness, you have to actually do fitness. So don't discount that. Like, I know, honestly, I'll just be honest. Okay. Some days I have these emails flowing in. I have people ask me questions, and pretty soon, like, I'm like, oh my gosh, I haven't even worked out today. And it's so tempting to be like, oh, that's okay, I'll do it tomorrow. Because you get so busy with your business. But pushing play really has to be a priority. Okay, and then I just end the day just really, again, reflecting and writing down what discouraged me today in my business and what's one thing that I'm grateful for that happened today in my business. I find that it's really helpful for me to think about the highs and lows every day because it just helps me to process and think about, okay, what do I want to get better at tomorrow? What do I want to focus on more tomorrow? And then also patting myself on the back and going, okay, but that went okay. So always sort of keeping yourself in the right positive mindset. All right, and then I think that's it. So what questions? I think I saw a couple questions here. I'll scroll back and feel free to ask any questions that you guys have before I head out. Marissa asked, do you post the same things on Facebook and Instagram? I do. I mean, I wish I had more time to do separate. Sometimes I do. I would say for Facebook, I do post more links on Facebook because it's just easy if I see a cool blog post on Beachbody or if I see another blogger that has something cool, like I'll share more links and stuff on Facebook. But I a lot of times do the same posts on both platforms. So, all right, any other questions before I head out? Otherwise, I will let you guys get going and I will be sure to post everything that I shared on here as far as what I do in my power hour. But yeah, I think you guys, it's so simple. It really is so simple. Just, did you go over like pages? Do you have one? I didn't go over that. No, I was really focusing more on just what I actually do every day. I do have a like page. I do. I think that it's the way of the future, to eventually have a like page. So the sooner you can kind of get your mindset of like, this just has to be something I do. I just have to grow publicly. I think that for me, that's just my personal opinion. Although it is hard to grow on Facebook like pages. Yeah, so you guys keep it simple, so simple, but make sure, again, that you're prioritizing those business building activities instead of, oh crap, I checked in with my challengers, I checked in with my coaches, but I didn't actually talk to anyone brand new. That's going to come to bite you. So do that. Okay. All right. Well, thank you guys so much. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll go ahead and post this in the comments here in a little bit.